Good morning, this is Lisa Lanasa with diaVerge Diabetes coming to you from another angle of my kitchen, and I'm sorry the light here is even worse. I'm coming in from one side. But I wanted to talk to you just for a few minutes today about something that might be a little underutilized in your kitchen, but we all have one. It is the freezer. Now, our freezer is a really important part of low-carb eating, and you might ask, well, what on earth is she talking about? I know I'm kind of goofy in some of these, but I assure you that I'm not being crazy here. So I have my freezer. Actually, I have my list. You can see my list sneaking out here of the things that I made in one of my earlier videos. But I really use my freezer a lot for prepping food, and actually what I call pre-prepping food. What I mean by that is when I'm cooking one meal, whether it's some sort of a stir fry or a curry or a soup or something like that, I almost always have extra vegetables. It's one of those times where you cut up an onion, and here I have gigantic onion here, a gigantic onion. Maybe I might only need half of it. So what I will do, since I have it out, and it's probably going to go to waste if I put it in my refrigerator, it's going to get shoved to the back and I'm going to forget about it. I will cut it up to the size that I think I might need for next time. Usually that's a diced cut, sometimes it's slices, and I'll put it in a little container and I'll throw it in the freezer. So that saves me prep time next time. I also do this with coconut milk. Actually, this I was going to save until later, but you can see all my Kerrygold butter. When I find it on sale, I buy it. It's amazing. So I think I have a stock of maybe 3 or 4 months worth of Kerrygold butter here. But what I was going to talk to you about is coconut milk and coconut cream. What I do is I put it in these little half-cup containers, and then I throw them in the freezer. And it's perfect for if I want to do, say, a creamed spinach, or if I want to do a curry or something like that. I just take this whole little ice cube block out, plop it in whatever I'm cooking, and I don't have to worry about it, and I don't have to open up another can. So those are some little tips, and like I said, I like these little, these are Ziploc half-cup containers. They also contain a 1/4 cup marking on here. So it just works out really well for me. I have eggs boiling back there, so I'm trying to keep an eye on them. But anyhow, so I wanted to show you what I do for these. So I do this for vegetables. If I'm cooking something and I have extra, I do it for coconut cream, coconut milk. I will also put extra sauce. If I have tomato sauce, I'll put it in these little individual containers, put it in the freezer. On occasion, I also do it for entrees as well. If I have enough little containers to go around, I'll put it into meal-sized containers, throw it in the freezer. And I also do this for some of my meats that I pre-cook. For example, the other day, I cooked some ground beef, and I put curry spices with it. So I have curry ground beef here that I can just add some vegetables. I really like zucchini or cabbage with this, and this is about the size that I would eat as a personal serving, and I can just put some vegetables in the pan, stir fry those up for a couple minutes, throw in the frozen meat, and it's ready, and I don't have to think about it then afterwards, and it makes my cooking time a lot quicker. This is actually something that I do for dinner sometimes too, because I'm the main meat eater in my family. My husband eats fish and eggs, but he doesn't eat any beef or pork or poultry. So if it's one of those things, it's pretty much on me. My oldest eats a little bit of that. My youngest doesn't touch it. So she's going to follow after her dad in that case. But anyhow, so this is really a great tool for me to use my freezer to save these types of things. And it prevents waste from being in the refrigerator and having it go bad. And also it really makes dinner prep time easy, or actually lunch prep time too, for that matter. Some of these things I'll even take for breakfast. But one other thing I wanted to talk about is the types of things that I also store in the freezer. I've had some people say, what? You put that in the freezer? Number one, butter, as you saw. I have a ton of butter. It stays good in the freezer for months. So don't be shy to buy in bulk and freeze your butter. Another thing that I put in the freezer are, let's see if I can find some right here. gigantic bags of cheese. This is an 8-cup bag of cheese, mozzarella in this case. I don't always buy pre-grated or pre-shredded because it does contain some cellulose powder. Some people really try to stay away from that. I personally don't eat a lot of cheese myself, so it's mainly for my family who, they're all non-diabetic, so it doesn't matter quite as much for them. Although I do try to keep, whole foods whenever possible. But this is a great way that you can always keep it on hand and it's not going to go bad. Yes, you can put cheese in the freezer, just thaw it out at room temperature and use it and it's perfect. So don't be afraid to throw cheese in the freezer as well. Also, I freeze all of my meats before I use them unless I'm planning to use them in a day or two. So all of my bacon, sausage, pepperoni, actually, I also put in the freezer. These are things that I keep on hand as staples and I don't have to worry about it. So now, that is what I wanted to talk to you about today, the underutilized freezer in most people's homes and how you can really use it to help you on this low-carb journey. So today on our Facebook page, I can't believe it's already day 10. This is so exciting. We have one more week and we're going to be done here and we'll see who the winner is with our most consistent commenter. So for today's challenge question, I'm asking you to tell me what you freeze, or if you take any of these recommendations and already do this. Do you freeze your butter? Do you freeze your cheese? Did you learn something new today? Tell us about it. And we look forward to continuing the conversation on Facebook. Thank you so much, everybody. I have really enjoyed this video series and I can't wait to see what you guys are going to say on Facebook. Thank you so much. Have a great day and we'll see you next week. Bye.